Like, welcome to Lift Club, like those of you that I have not met before. Who's not actually part of the Strength Within community? Okay, so you've got to make sure they feel really, really fucking welcome, because that's even more terrifying than any of you lot coming and you know everybody. So yeah, honestly, like, thank you so much for being here. So Lift Club is just like an opportunity for us to feel better educated in terms of like what we're doing and how we're doing things in the gym. So I really want you to leave today with like a specific 1 or 2 actions or intentions that you're going to take away from today and feel more inspired and more empowered in the gym, so that you actually feel more confident. Like, that's the bottom line, isn't it? The other side of what we're going to do is we're just going to lift some really heavy shit, have a load of fun, and hopefully not hurt ourselves. So yeah, that's the bottom line. Today, yeah, like, there's a lot of people in the room I know who are prepping for the confidence shoot as well. So obviously you guys, I need you to probably pull back a little bit than what you normally would, just because you're probably on quite harsh deficits. Those of you that are doing the confidence shoot, do you want to put your hands up so you know who everybody is? Oh my God, there's so many of you. Hey, who's excited and who's scared?
Probably tell by hearing our stomachs.
No, Graham, I heard you were having a roast dinner later, my love. A kid's one. Yeah, literally. A what one? Roast dust. Roast dust. Okay, so the theme of today and the theme of the session I wanted to do today was actually around motivation in the gym, being more consistent, and actually how do you choose the weights you lift at the gym and what intensity should you be working at? Because I think it's a lot of things with, like, myself, actually, I will go to John's and I'll be like, oh, we're benching fucking 200 kilos today, are we? And he's like, no, Kate, we're not. And I'm like, oh, maybe some reverse psychology will work and I get to lift a bit more. Whereas you guys walk into the gym and go, oh, fuck, this is really heavy. And you, like, back away from it. And actually, we actually want to find that middle ground where you feel comfortable and confident to actually make better gains. So if we're kind of thinking about that at the moment, like, what I guess are your fears about pushing yourself harder and lifting a little bit more in the gym? Yeah, you don't get to sit there and be quiet. This is interactive. Form? Hurting yourself. What else? Falling backwards. Okay, what else? Looking like a twat. That's the most common one. You all didn't want to say it, but she said it for you. Okay, cool. And what other things? So we've got, like, feeling silly, hurting yourself, like falling, so hurting yourself again, and the last one's gone out of my head. No, we've got that one. I said silly. Now I look like a twat now. Okay, so, like, having the confidence to lift a bit more, to know that you're kind of safe in the gym. And the other question I've got that we'll start off with, and I want you to remember those because I'm not going to remember them. So the other question I've got for you today is, like, what do you struggle with in terms of motivation to actually get into the gym? Confidence again. Okay. What else? Don't fucking tell me you lot are all motivated all the time. I don't believe you. Discipline. Okay. Yeah. What else? Tiredness. Yeah. What else? The weather. Yeah, the weather. So, like, time, energy, stuff like that. Okay, so, like, I guess, like, this links into, like, boundaries, putting things in place and having things in place to actually get you to a point where you're, like, prioritising you, isn't it? And it becoming part of your routine. So obviously those of you that are within the community, like, a massive part, hello, what time do you call this? Oh, you're blame Carl. Okay, fair. Yeah, so, like, when you actually think about, like, your motivation, where does that stem from? What do you need to understand to have motivation? Why you're doing it.
It's the end goal, isn't it?
Yeah, but is there ever an end goal?
Well, no, you just always want to keep getting better.
Yeah, absolutely. So it becomes that journey to grow. And what are the benefits of kind of being more motivated and being more consistent? Better results. And then when you achieve those results, what happens? We feel good. Some of us don't remember to not to celebrate them, and then we just move on to the next one. That's me. So you have that moment where you get that gratitude and that celebration from actually getting that result, and then you move on to the next one. And I think that's the biggest thing is when you're thinking about what your motivation is, it isn't going to carry you through all the time. But the pinpoint of what we need to remember is why we're doing it, which is why I've changed the check-in form to actually, so you've got on the questions on the check-in form is like, what are your goals for the next 3 months, 6 months, 1 year? Because it reminds you of your why every week. And you're going to be so annoyed with writing them. But let me tell you something. When you actually, that goal that's been on there for 6 months and you finally tick it off, you're like, oh, I've just done it. Like, and you don't realise because you're doing it all subconsciously. But when you're wanting to get in the gym, what is your motivation? What are your reasons why? I want 10. There's 25 of you in this room. I want 10 reasons why. Go. To lose weight.
Get strong.
Look better. Get strong. Build strength, that's cheating. You can't have that one. Sarah's already said it. Discipline and commitment. Stress relief, Kay.
Just be healthy.
Healthy. Mental health. Well-being. Okay, I've got 3 more. Healthy habits. Set boundaries. Get away from the kids. Do you know, like, the one that none of you have said is like, you actually enjoy it? Oh, shit. Like, you have a choice to do things that you want to do. And this is what I'm talking about so much at the minute. Like, it comes down to you having a choice. You've made a choice to be here today. Why did you turn up today? Mary, I'm asking you. I'm sorry, I'm throwing you under the bus.
Guidance.
Guidance, yeah. And, like, why have you come? God, I'm throwing you under the bus, yeah.
I've come to support Nat.
You've come to support Nat. Gail's...
What you've done with her is amazing, and I just want to be part of it, supporting it.
Okay, so you're like inspired by somebody else and you're curious as to what that looks like. Who's my third? Jackie, why did you join us?
To become stronger and...
Julia the teacher and Juliana just then. And?
And guidance as well.
Guidance, so like having the education behind it. And then when you've got that education, what is it going to give you? Yeah, literally, you're going to feel more confidence and you're going to feel more empowered because you're going to be like, oh, I'm going to get to the gym because I know what I'm doing when I'm in there. I know how to choose my weights. I know that I'm not going to fall backwards on my squat now because I know how to brace my core. I mean, it all stems into that reason why. Like, and when you can really drill into your reason why, that is going to be the driver for you to do fucking everything. Because if you can't remind yourself to make a decision that aligns to your reason why, that's why it holds you back. Yeah? Sarah, what's your why at the minute?
My why for everything.
Yeah.
To get stronger, lose weight, to not have that imposter syndrome that I suffer from. I shouldn't be here. What am I doing here? I suffer with that really badly, but it's getting better since I've been with you. So.
Yeah, because you're demonstrating that your role is in the fitness industry. So you're demonstrating that what you're doing in your life at the minute aligns to what you want to do. Andrea wants to join the fitness industry. She wants to join the fitness industry because she's got a story to tell. She's done the hard work to get to where she wants to be. And that's really empowering. Okay, so that links into the why. That links into your motivation. I don't need to go over it 10 times because I mentioned it 15 times a week already. So let's talk about barriers around like setting yourself up for the gym. Okay, so what are you laughing at? The kids up there. So when you get to the gym, what should happen? Or what, actually, I'll ask a different question. What happens at the minute? Some of you sit in the car and contemplate going to the gym. Oh, I've got to get to the gym. Come on, 1, 2, 3, I'm out the car. Okay, what happens at the minute? Tell me, really honestly, what happened?
Sometimes I have to choose between cardio and weights if I'm on a time limit.
Okay.
So that's...
Okay, let's talk about that then. So what would be the differences between doing cardio and weights and how would they how would they benefit your body differently? Do you know? No? Okay, can anybody else help? The difference between cardio and weights?
One's heart health and one's...
Sorry, bub.
One's heart health and one's strength health.
Yeah, technically, but both are going to be heart health. Go on, G.
Cardiovascular, so cardio, which improves your overall fitness.
Yeah.
And lifting weights improves your overall strength.
Yeah, but would you agree that lifting weights also improves your cardiovascular?
It does, yeah.
So if lifting weights improves your overall cardiovascular and it builds strength, which is going to be your priority. So another just interesting fact for you as well is when you do cardio, your body burns calories for that period of time whilst it's doing cardio because it's using oxygen. Okay, and that's that training zone that we're in, aerobic, we're using oxygen. And then when we lift weights, we move into a different training zone, which is anaerobic. So we're not using oxygen, we're like holding our breath and we're pushing ourselves into more of a metabolic training zone. So when we're in that training zone, when we leave the gym, we can continue to burn calories for anything up to 48 hours afterwards. So now which one are you going to choose? Yeah. And then what else happens when you build strength? You build big muscles or little muscles. You're building muscle. And then what's building muscle going to do for you? Make you look hot. Said by Natalie.
Yes.
I do this because I want to look sexy in my pants. Yeah, so when we build muscle, we can eat more food because our body burns calories faster, which this is the whole reason for this session today. If I can get you guys pushing yourselves harder and more confident, lifting more weight in the gym, you are going to build more muscle. And then what are you going to do, Kay? Eat fucking fish and chips on a Friday and a cheeky cider. But that's the bottom line. We can all eat more. Like we have a genetic amount of calories that we should be eating, and we can eat more food when we've got more muscle. So if we want to build more muscle, we need to be confident lifting more. Yeah? Okay, so let's talk about all the crazy phrases that Luce and I throw around. So what the hell is an RIR? And those of you that have just joined me, you're probably thinking, what the hell are you going on about? Okay, reps in reserve. And what does that mean in real language? Leave a couple in the tank, yeah. So when you're thinking about, and what I want you to do today is I want you to think about this in two parts. We're going to have our compound lifts, and a compound lift is what? Yeah, absolutely. So for example, we would always define them as being like your squat, your bench, your deadlift. And the reason that we always put them at the top of your program is because we want you to be able to lift those while you're fresh, you've got lots of energy, you're not going to hurt yourself, you're putting as much effort in as possible, yeah? So what's the other phrase that we sometimes fry around, which is RPE? Reps are pretty, just done a PT course. And what does that mean? Go on, you. Yeah, definitely. Okay, come on then, let's play a little game. How hard do you guys work in the gym, RPE? 0 is you're fucking asleep. 10 is you're pretty much on your ass. You're going to fall backwards like Jackie and that's it, there's no more. How hard are you working in the gym at the minute, honestly? 7?
Do you know what? Genuinely depends on where I am in my cycle.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. What would you say? Changes daily. Yeah. What about you, Sarah?
10. I think I don't want to do anymore.
Please, Kate, I'm finished. I'm at a 10. Look.
I'm like, no, that's it. I can't do anymore.
Okay, so when we're thinking about our compound lifts, I'm going to give you all the secrets now, so you use these whenever you want to in your future career. So when we're building your training programs, and if you guys don't work with us and you're designing your own training programs and you're working on your own, you want to be thinking about those compound lifts at the start of a training block. They do not want to be a 10. Because where the hell are you going to go for the rest of the block? Me and Ben have had this conversation quite a lot, haven't we? Me and you might have had this conversation a few times, Mr. G. Notice how it's the men in the room. And me. So we don't want to be at a 10. And that's what progressive overload is. Progressive overload allows us to start at around a 6 or a 7 out of 10 and then build up. Guys, can you be a little bit tiny quiet, please? Thank you. 6 or a 7, and then it allows us to build up the scale as the training block goes on. Yeah? So if you're on a 12-week training block, which you will be for us, we're starting at a 6. We're then going to probably have 2 weeks at a 6 while we figure out if technique's right or form's right. We're then going to work to a 6.5, a 7, 7.5, 8, so on and so forth. So by the time you get to the end of that training block, I want fucking PBs for the next 2 weeks, yeah? I want you to be celebrating those PBs, but I also want you to be absolutely knackered by the end of the training block. You're like, when are we getting a change? I'm ready to go back down to the 6 again. We go back down to the 6 because that then gives you a rest week, gives you an active recovery week, yeah? So the design is, how do we add that progressive overload in your sessions? Or how do you add it? What are you two sniggering at? No, how do we put progressive overload into our sessions? Add weight?
Add reps.
Extra reps, possibly, yeah. What else? Slower, yeah, we definitely all need to do that in here. What else? Less rest time, more time under tension, adding a pause, adding a tempo on the way down. And actually, sometimes it isn't about changing anything at all. It's just about lifting the weight better. Yeah? Because you might not physically be able to go up any further. So that's your compound lift. That's how I want you to think about them. Today, I want you to work up to a 9. Yeah? So you're going to start off with your warm-up. I said we'll talk through our warm-up. We're going to do a bit of activation work. We're doing a bit of bracing. And then we're going to warm all the way up to a 9. Those of you that are on this rack here, you need to go faster, and you, Rowan, because you're going to be lifting a lot more than everybody else, okay? And how the conveyor belt works, there's going to be 3, sometimes 4 of you on a rack. One finishes, the next one goes. One finishes, the next one goes. You shouldn't really be resting any longer than 2 minutes, okay? Then when you're actually choosing your weights and you're warming up, everybody's going to be different. So somebody like Ben doesn't need to start on an empty bar. He could do one set with an empty bar and then he can go, so that's beneath me. He probably needs to start on like 70 kilos, and I'm going to give you both scales. He probably needs to start on 70 kilos. His next jump should then be 100. His then next jump should be 120. His then next jump should be 130. His then next jump to be 140. And the rep range looks like Mary's face is like, what the fuck? Don't worry, I'm doing the opposite end. So when Ben's starting, he's going to do 10 on an empty bar, and then he's going to drop down to 5s. And he's going to do 10 on the empty bar, 5 at 70, 5 at 100, 3 at 120, and then he'll drop to a single today. That's just an example. So somebody who's new and not been to Lift Club before, or you're less experienced as a lifter, Jackie, I'm expecting 150 today. Julie, sorry, I'm expecting 150 today. So you're going to start off by 10 in the bar. And then we're going to come around and probably tweak your position and your form. So you're probably going to do another 10 with the bar. We might even grab out some boxes if we're not at depth. And then what you're probably going to do is maybe even put 2.5s on the side and do 5. Then you're going to put a 5 on the side and do another 5. And then then we'll see where we're at, okay? And what you decide is whether you're going to jump up in 2.5 increments or 5 kilo increments, okay? And then you're going to drop down to a top 3, and we're going to get a top 3 out of you today at a 9 out of 10, yeah? Okay, so that's compound lifts. But there's a whole rest of your session. So when you're doing the rest of your session, I want you to be working at 90% effort, okay? Who's working at 90% effort at the minute on their accessories? No, definitely not. You two definitely aren't. 70% max. Oh, fucking hell. But that's it. It's because your tolerance is lower. So how do you determine when you're at 90% effort? What starts to happen? Fatigue kicks in. So what happens when fatigue kicks in? Jackie's going to try and fall over. Yeah, you don't lift as well. So what we want you to go to, so you can get your reps out up to all the way up to 90% effort at that limit. We don't really want any reps in the tank, but we don't want your form to break down, okay? So I'm gonna, Luce, could you grab the camera and I'm gonna grab Derek? Yeah. And we can all judge, Dell's side lateral raises. I thought that'd be quite an easy one to do. Where do you want to start, babe? 10s? Can't find the 10s. Here. So you can score, Derek, yeah? I'll let you. He'll love this. I hope he doesn't bounce like those gym bros do. God. Okay, so let's start off with just like a set of 10, and then I want you to tell me how many you think he's got left in the tank. He's never done a side lateral raise like that in his life. This is his happy face. Is he going red yet? Go on then, how many are we at? Okay, so how many reps do you think he's got left in the tank? Yeah, like 10, 12. So what's his like RIR or rep in reserve? Yeah, literally, no, bottom end. So rep in reserve will be, he's got 10 reps in the tank, RPE will be at a 0. Yeah, because they're opposite way rounds, I don't know why. Go on then, off you go again. And he's got a bit of lactic acid build up from the first one. Babe, you got a 10 in there? Go on, teeny tiny toes. Okay, so what are you saying there? Do you reckon? What would you say? I've got my number in my head. I'm going to hold it on my fingers behind. What would you say? Yeah, I was going to say an 8. Yeah. Okay, so do you see how you guys thought he's at a 10 and he's only at an 8? So he's still got another couple of reps left in the tank. I would argue probably had 3 in there, but probably on the third he's going to break down. We'll give him a minute's rest and then we'll let him go again. But do you see how, so I am coming back. I'm just looking for some 17s. Just staying out of Derek's way, to be honest, because I did tell him that we were doing this, but I didn't tell him we were doing so many. So what happens over time when you first start lifting weights is you're afraid to lift more for all the reasons that you've said. But when you get a bit more experience like us, we want to lift more, Graham as well. We want to lift that bit more because we're excited about the possibility of hitting another PB. So the tables turn and flip. So his tolerance, my tolerance, is so much higher. The pain threshold is higher. The resilience that we've built up is higher. And that's where we want you to get to. Do you know what I mean? So you see us training, you're like, fucking hell, I'm lifting some fucking weight. And we're like, well, that was quite light actually today. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, ready again? Yeah, so then you've got Zoe who is desperate to go heavy, but because her body hasn't caught up to her brain, she's got to build a bit of strength at first. And I have to hold her back before she can then build forward. And I've had the same relationship with Ben. We're coming up to nearly 2 years now. Pretty soon we're like just over a year and a half, aren't we? Yeah. And I would say now we're really starting to make some progress because I've held him back enough to let the form work forward. I'm getting a few more accessories. He's slowing down a bit more because Ben likes to go 100 miles an hour. And he's really naturally strong and his brain wants to go. But he's got a body and his technique has got to catch up. Would you agree? Yeah, we have really tough conversations, don't we? You're like, he's desperate to please me, as most of you are. And I'm like, no, not today. But it's that tough love and that like, I'm not going to mince my words about it. I'm going to tell you the truth because I want you to grow. I've been with Ben a year and a half now and we've fucking added like 70 kilos to your total, haven't we? We've fucking smashed it. And it's massive. Go on then, let's go again. That's your 2 minutes rest. Might as well sit here now. Oh, that face. Okay, so what's happening? Keep going. It's not your time. Is he? Del boy. He's like, I don't know where to look, so I'm looking at the black box. So we're just... So, if we're thinking about like the right weight for Del to work at a like 8 or a 9 out of 10, what would you recommend?
The one before that.
Yeah?
The one that you did last,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, definitely. Because what's going to happen as that set goes on? He's going to get stronger, but he's also going to be more fatigued as the set goes on. So arguably for Del, he could either do 8 reps at the 17.5 or, you know, I've told some of you, I've said, why don't you do a top set? What a top set is, you warm up and you do the first set heavier and then you drop the weight back down and do the lighter sets. Okay, so he could do 17.5 for his first one and then he could drop back down to the 15s for the other 2. Yeah? And you see the massive difference between his form just by a little 2.5. And I think side lateral raise is a really good example of that. And we've had this, haven't we, the whole way through. But yeah, that's what you're thinking when you're choosing your weights. So when you think you're there, you probably want to add another couple of kilos and you're really looking for that point where the form is not going to break down. And the second that form breaks down, that's where you're kind of thinking, oh, actually, I'm at my limit or maybe I need to drop down a bit. Was that helpful? Yeah? Should we do some exercising? You're all cold now. Okay, so what I want to start with is I've put you all into groups, okay? So you all got like a certain number of you on the bar. A couple of you got a message from me last night, like, how tall are you and how much do you lift if I don't know you? So I've obviously gone through warm-ups with you as well. I've gone through how I want you to rotate in and out, okay? So you're going to have to load your plates on for each other and help each other out. There's some people who've been to Lift Club before. Those of you that haven't, can you start putting sleeves on, please? You got sleeves on? Oh, bloody brilliant. Yeah, go and grab them, pop them on now while I'm talking. Rowan, have you got sleeves yet? We'll get some sleeves. Graham, can you just show your sleeves, put your sleeves in the air, please? I thought he was going to lift his arm up. Yeah. No, just show it. Joey just asked what they were. So, knee sleeves, I wear knee sleeves. Obviously, for equipped lifting, I wear wraps. They're basically compression for the knee. So they're going to give you a little bit more support, but they're also just going to protect your joints. So actually, some people would say they favour sleeves over a belt. Yeah? Okay, so what I want to do is I just literally want to talk through a high bar, a low bar squat, and demonstrate where the bar needs to sit, demonstrate what we're looking for, and then we'll all just have a go and we'll work up to that. And then we'll kind of have a minute, get a coffee, do whatever you need to do, and then we'll go into bench. Then I'm hoping we have time to deadlift, but we'll see how we go on. So Graham's stripping off behind me. It's very distracting. Del, do you want to take that off loose? Okay, so high bar, low bar squat. Who knows the difference? Just need to grab a drink. My mouth's quite dry. I always do these bits with a monster in my hand. Yeah, defo. So I want us to try today a lower bar squat, please. Yeah. So I haven't got any hair to flick out the way now. My bum goes right on my leggings. Okay, so when you're approaching the bar, you want to make sure that your fingers are lined up before you duck yourself under, because what you don't want to do is get underneath like that, because you see it all the time. And then you see this, and people just stand up like this, and I'm like, fucking hell, what are you doing? I want you to be safe and confident. So the bars all have little lines on them. So I would start off with like little finger on the line, similar to bench. You're going to basically line your hands up first and be square with the bar. You're then going to duck underneath. And you see this is a high bar. So the bar is sitting on the top of my back, and I've made a little shelf for it with my traps. I'm then going to place my feet directly underneath the bar. I'm not going to do a split walkout, Ben. I'm going to put my feet directly underneath the bar. I'm going to gaze forward and I'm going to stand up. I'm looking for the clips to be of clearance so I can get myself out of the rack. Yeah, and I'm going to just 1, 2. I don't need to walk it across the gym, okay? It doesn't want to go for a walk. So when we're squatting, what we're thinking about doing is bracing our core. So, okay, right. Who remembers the call from Thursday night? It was only 2 days ago. I feel like I need to look at you all. Safety first. Hello. Okay, who remembers the call from Thursday? This is positive. Yep, okay, cool. So why are we bracing? Stable. What else? Don't injure yourself. What else? Yes, I'm penetrating you with my eyes. Ooh. No, it's not penetration, Nicola. It's not that sort of penetration. I know you send me your videos, but I've had videos from Nicola and Michelle hip thrusting this way. And I'm like, these are for your husbands. I got you one and then I got one from her. Anyway, girls, back to the room. So stability, protect you from injury, actually like using your core. And also I like to think of it as taking a moment to prepare yourself to actually lift. You know, like you're present in the moment rather than your brain thinking, oh shit, this is going to be heavy. Okay, we want to just take a breath and you're drawing that breath down into the lower part of the rib cage. So when we're drawing it down, we're drawing it into here, lower part of the rib cage, diaphragm. So you're taking it, you're not doing a shoulder breath up. We're not going, Rowan. We're drawing it down. And then we're going to brace our tummy, dome in the whole way around the stomach, because imagine somebody's going to punch us in the tummy. Yeah? And what we're not going to do is OnlyFans. We're going to tuck, I'm sorry, the analogy's the same every time, I can't change it. We're going to tuck our pelvis in, so we've got a neutral spine. So when we're then squatting, this would be like Instagram squat, and this would be correct squat. Do you see the difference in my back just from drawing in? And where I'm drawing in is actually my obliques here and my pelvic floor. I'm just drawing everything in there. So when you're doing a squat, you're thinking, do you see how everyone's the same? Every time takes the same. Every speed of rep is the same. It's repetition, 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 because that's going to build confidence. Yeah? So what we're looking for then is high bar squat is here. Feet, it's going to be dependent. I can't tell you where to put your feet. All they need to be is the same, okay? And then you're just going to draw that tummy in, drill the brace down, open up through the hips, open the knees, and we're looking for the knee and the hip crease to be in line. And then we're going to draw through the heels, push the knees out and stand up. Zoe, I'm going to do this one for you. A lot of people will commonly struggle with a squat, which is where their butt kicks up first because they haven't got strength in their glutes. So they kick up like that, which then throws them forward and then they fall over. So what we want to do when that happens is push the knees out and push the hips through. Yeah? And that'll stop that happening. Any other breakdowns in form on your squat that you struggle with? Knees cave in. Hang on, I'm going to turn it around again. I like being this way around. Yeah? So this happening? Yeah? Again. Oh, Steph. It's better on squats though. So again, it's all here. Stand up for me, guys. Oh, we're getting involved now. Okay, so push your knees outwards. And then where can you feel that? And then on the way back up, keep pushing your knees outwards. Can you feel your bum? That was your knees. Yeah? Get up. Go on, let's go again. Knees out. Really push them outwards. And when you're there, just sit here for a minute. Cool. So you see this foot position you've just created there? It's probably where your feet want to sit. Get your fucking elbows off your knees. Rowan, put your heels on the floor. Yeah? Just get back down there. Now, what I want you to do when you're here is push that knee open. Yeah? Good. Feel that in your hips? Yeah. Come on, Graham. And elbow into knee. And now the other side. Now lift your chest. There you go. Now just sit it there and hold it. Yeah. You should include this sort of movement into your warm-up for your squats. So it'll get you a little bit more comfortable with sitting in that depth. So when you turn around and say, oh, I can't get down that low, Julie, feet on the floor. When you tell me you can't get down that low, I think you all can. Yeah? Emma, you should be still down there. Yeah? Okay, other problem that you have, your calves are too tight. So what we want to do is we want to just literally stretch them out and drop them back down. If you've got like something to put your feet on, it really helps, but we haven't here. Yeah? Oh. Cool. And then what you want to do when you're in this position here is push this knee forward, and you'll feel like a pinch in the front of your foot and a stretch in the back. So we're not doing a calf stretch, we're actually putting all our weight forward on that foot. Can you feel that in the back of the ankle, front of the quad? Be here, Andrea, and then you're just going to push forward. Like let the knee travel over the toe. Feel that in the back of the... Hello, Donnie, you're right, babes. Hello. You need to be doing your mobility, not stopping halfway through. Cool, then do the other leg for me, guys. It's well quiet in here. It's all very serious. Okay, one last thing then. So I want you to just practice bracing with me. So I want you to breathe into this midsection. So hands up like this if you're about to squat. Stand up, right, Juliana? That's it, so legs locked out. And then you're just gonna breathe into that midsection. Push the belly into here, push the belly into here, that was dyslexic. Push the breath into the belly, and then tuck the tummy in, and then open up through the knees. Go down, and then come back out. And again, big breath in. I want 10. And I want you to focus on your brace, not your squat. Yeah? So many of you, isn't there? Look at them, Dell. Nice. Yeah, but it's mimicking, isn't it? Yeah, literally. Nice, how many are you on, guys? 4 more. Oh, Beck, look how vascular you are. She's got little bicep veins. Oh, look at you! Oh, look at you! You look so strong. She's dying, she hates me. Cool, right, you got your 10. The last thing I want to do is I just want to do some hip thrusts to warm up those glutes to start. So I want you just all to lie down for me on the floor, if that's okay. Why is the other exercise that I've included like glute work? Can you tell me why? Don't all shout at once. So they're activated, we're turning the fuckers on. Okay, so I want to do like 10, 20 hip thrusts. The reason I do is because, believe it or not, your glutes are going to drive you up from the squat. They're going to hold your bum down on your bench and they're going to fire you up off your deadlift, okay? They are the dominant muscle in everything we're doing. So what I'd like you to watch your head on that bench, baby. And what I want you to do is just take your feet slightly wider than hip width apart and bring your feet closer to your body. That's it. And then I want you to open your knees out, okay? Big breath into the tummy, hold the core nice and tight and drive up higher. Ben, that's a half rep. Nice, Mary. Oh, nice, Luce. Good, you're getting ready to coach. Hang on, I'm ready. Nice. Can you feel that in your bum, Sarah? Yeah. A little bit more.
Feel the difference, yeah.
There, now open up, breathe. There, feel that even more. Yeah. You just need to take your feet a little bit wider, Bubba. Here, now open these. Excuse me. Yep, we're there. Go on. Drive up. Feel that more. Stop laughing. This is your antenatal class.